Hello class, I welcome you all to this session. This session we are going to discuss the concept of social responsibility. So this is a new chapter. So we are going to discuss in depth about what is CSR, what are the social responsibility that the business entity has to follow. The social responsibility. What do you mean by social responsibility? Social responsibility of business refers to its obligation to take those decisions and performance, those actions which are desirable in terms of the objectives and value of our society. Social responsibility is broader than legal responsibility. Okay, so social responsibility is the obligation to those decisions and performance, those actions which are desirable in terms of objectives and values of our society. So there are some values and objectives that are there in the society. So if a business entity follows these values and objectives which are closely intertwined with the society, then we can say that the business entity is a social responsible business entity. So social responsibility is broader than the legal responsibility. See, legal responsibility is restricted to the law, but social responsibility can be beyond the legal responsibility. Social responsibility is firm's responsibility of social obligation, even though not covered by law. The next aspect, social responsibility towards different interest groups. So first one is the responsibility towards shareholders, investors or owners. So what is the responsibility of the business entity towards the shareholders and investors or the owners? Pay a fair returns on their investment, ensure safety of their investment, to provide regular, accurate and full information about working of business as well as schemes of future growth to maximize shareholders' wealth. So returns should be fair, safety of funds should be there, regular and accurate full information about working of the business and as well as the scheme of future growth, then maximizing the shareholders' wealth. These are the responsibility that the business have to take over towards shareholders and investors or the owners. Social responsibility towards different interest groups. Under that we have the second one, that is responsibility towards workers and employees, to pay fair wage and salaries to the workers and employees, to provide right working conditions. Working conditions should be appropriate. It should not have any sort of hazardous or any sort of poorly sanitized working conditions. So that should not be there. To provide for service benefits like medical facility, education to children, retirement benefits, etc. Develop skills through training and education, respect democratic rights of workers to form unions. So these are the social responsibility towards different interest groups, and that workers, towards workers and employees. What are the social responsibility that the business entity will have? Then the third one is the responsibility towards consumers. Supply right quality and quantity of goods and services at reasonable price. Ensure regular and adequate supply of products. Avoid unfair trade practices like adulteration, hoarding, black marketing. Okay, adulteration is mixing some harmful substance or some plain substance which actually adulterate the quality of the good, but it cannot be found. That is called as adulteration. You have adulteration in the form of honey. They will mix the sugar syrup or jaggery syrup. Then in terms of tea, they mix papaya seeds, dry seeds powder. So these have been adulteration. There's been adulteration. So business entity towards should not do all these things towards the consumers. Hoarding is creating artificial demand by holding up stocks, by creating demand in the market. They hold up supply, so the demand for the product goes up, and they would increase the price, and they would say this will go on in onion prices. Okay, onion prices goes up, people sometimes hoard onions and they will sell it at the black market. So black marketing is in drugs and some sort of substances which will actually create are not good for the consumers. So that is called as unavoidable unfair trade practices. Then it should be avoided. It cannot be said as unavoidable, it should be avoided. Then handle the consumers grievance promptly. That is, consumers grievance should be handled properly. Their complaint should be registered, their suggestions should be taken, their feedback should be taken. So these are the responsibility towards consumers. Moving forward, responsibility towards government and community: respect law of the country, then pay tax regularly, behave as good citizens, and act accordingly, protect natural environment. So these are the responsibility towards government and community. So we are coming to the corporate social responsibility. So see, reduce, reuse, and recycle is one of the responsibility of the community, business community on the whole. Corporate social responsibility, the concept of CSR, is governed by Clause 135 of the Companies Act 2013, which was passed by both the House of Parliament and had received the assent of the President of India on 23rd August 2013. The CSR provision within Act applicable to companies with an annual turnover of rupees 1000 crores and more, or a net worth of rupees 500 crores and more, or a net profit of rupees 5 crores and more. The Act encourages to spend 2% of their average net profit in the previous 3 years on CSR activities. The role of business in environment protection. It is a commitment by top management. Top management should be committed towards protection of environment. Ensuring such commitment is shared throughout the enterprise by all divisions and employees. Clear-cut policies and procedures for purchasing quality raw materials, employing superior technology, scientific techniques of disposal and treatment of wastes, and developing employee skills for the purpose of pollution control. Then you have complying with laws and regulations enacted by government for prevention of pollution. So these are some of the roles of business in environmental protection. So it's, you should have a clear cut policy and procedure, you should comply with laws and regulations, you should be in a position to actually treat your waste appropriately and dispose them without polluting the environment. The next role is participation in government programs relating to management of hazardous substances. So if you have output of hazardous substances, you should be in a position to participate in government programs and know how to actually manage this hazardous substances. It can be treated and it can be let out to the environment when it is harmless. Okay, and sixth one is periodical assessment of pollution control programs in terms of cost and benefits. So you have to analyze and assess the pollution control programs that is there in terms of cost and benefit ratio. Then 7 is arranging educational workshop and training material to share technical informations and experiences in pollution control programs. So we have completed CSR and social responsibility towards business. Okay, towards business, towards different individuals. So I think that this video is clear, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning. Thank you, class.